Hi there everyone, welcome to Alchemy. In this video we bring you the July forecasts for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising sign. If you'd like to know how this month's gonna go, carry on watching. So this is the spread we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising sign. If you have any doubts regarding what your rising sign is, you can check out this video that I'm going to leave you here. Even though it's in Portuguese, it's fairly easy to understand what I'm doing because I show every step in the video. And there you can learn how to make an online natal chart for free. You can make an online natal chart for free, and I immediately teach you how to identify your rising sign and your moon sign. So it's a quick video, it's super easy to follow, and it will help you certainly to find your rising sign and your moon sign in case you have a doubt. So let's go into this amazing spread. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell if you want to know when we have new videos around here on the channel. And please give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Share it with those that you might think that will benefit from this. And I'm always happy to hear from you at the comment section. Please tell me what you think about the videos, and if you have any suggestions, please leave them there. So let's go into the spread. We have as the energy of the month the card of the world with the Nine of Swords. What happens here? The card of the world is a card that is amazing. It's a card of triumph. It's a card of everything going well because everything has finally come to an end, a peaceful end. The journey has ended and you have all the knowledge that you might bring from it so that you can jump into your next adventure, okay? So the card of the world can talk about traveling, can talk about meeting with people from abroad, from meeting foreigners, talking to people from other countries, going into other countries, contacting people from other countries due to commercial trades, anything that has to do with traveling, anything that has to do with going into a different way, into a different world. All right, the card of the world talks about victory, talks about success, about achievements, about liberation. Another thing is that when you come to the end of a journey, you have changed. It doesn't matter if you were 2 days away on a vacation or if you spent like 5 months traveling the world. It doesn't matter. All right, something in you has changed. Either you came more relaxed from those 2 days or more stressed if they didn't go well, or you bring some different knowledges with you if you've been traveling the world. So in somehow you have changed a bit as well. And the card of the world also talks about stepping up into a new dimension. Going, for example, if you are used to solving problems in a way, with the card of the world, it shows that you have stepped up into a different dimension, into a new world of solving those a new way of solving those problems, into a new threshold. You know, that's the idea with the card of the world. Something has evolved. Something has come to an end so that it can evolve into the next stage. Okay, so I would say that in this month you have an amazing energy, an amazing energy of evolution, of transformation, of completion. You finally have the energy to finish whatever it is that was stuck and couldn't be finished so far. But you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a very I wouldn't say weird card, but it's, I don't know, it's a card that is hard to define because this card usually has to do with worries. You are worried about something. You are worried about the card of the Nine of Swords is that it's worries, it's mental restlessness. It's when you are worried about something, or when people have been filling your ears with stuff. And here there are some sort of hands, you see, trying to get into her brain as she sleeps. So someone has been picking your brain, someone has been putting ideas there. You are worried about stuff, not only stuff that you already are worried about, but also about external situations that have been presented to you as a source of worry. Okay, and so this has been eating you up. So you may be in a point where it's either difficult to you to finish whatever it is that you need to finish, or it might be difficult for you to see how you're going to do, how you are going to step up into the next stage of your life, into the next stage of a situation. It may be the case that you are worried about new people, foreigners that have come into your life, or if you have to establish commercial relationships with people from abroad, you might be worried about how that's going to go. So in this case, you may have a lot of worries going on. Okay, even though it's a good energy and it's an energy of triumph, you are worried about how you're going to get to that triumph, or what you're going to do with it after you have achieved it. And here you have the card of the Tower. That's the challenge for this month. The card of the Tower, going back to the card of the World, you always change. Once you get to the World, you have intrinsically changed. There are some changes because you finished the journey, you finished something, so something had to change for you to step up to the next challenge. And so here comes the card of the Tower as a challenge of the month. The card of the Tower talks about change that is how do I say it? I'm searching for the word. It's merciless. That's the best way to put it. It's a change that is merciless. It doesn't care about your agenda, about your projects, about your life, about your comfort zone. This change doesn't care. Usually this change doesn't care because it didn't care about it before. Usually this change is stuff that comes around on situations that you already knew that needed intervention, but you have been procrastinating forever because you didn't want to deal with a wasp nest, It's one example of the change coming from the Tower would be you are in a job that's not good for you. You don't like it. It doesn't bring you any benefits. It just pays you at the end of the month, and it doesn't pay all that well. But nevertheless, it's a safe place. You know that you have a contract that binds you to the company, and that's quite hard for them to find a motive to sack you. But so you've been there just because it's safe. And it's been eating away your family life because the schedule is crazy. It's been eating away your health because the schedule is crazy. You can't eat properly, or you don't have enough money to eat better. Or it's been messing with your mind. You don't feel worthy anymore. You feel like it's just useless. And you are still there because it pays the bills. And one day, lo and behold, you get an amazing letter at home saying you've been fired. And you're like, okay, but I've given my all, even though I don't like it. I've done my best, and now you're sacking me? You're firing me? Why? And all of a sudden your world spins out of its axis, and you are completely terrified. But actually the universe is telling you, hey, look, we gave you tons of chances for you to change this. You didn't, we did. Deal with it. It's for the best. Right now you don't see it. Right now it's gonna hurt. Right now it's gonna be a problem. But hey, it's for the best. Deal with it. If you know how to deal with it. So the card of the Tower is that kind of change that it doesn't wait for you. It doesn't wait for anything. This change needs to happen, and it happens. Period. Coming with the King of Wands, I would say that this change would come from a higher pay grade. Either from a superior at work or from a superior in your family. Someone who's older than you, someone who has a different position in the family, someone who is older, probably also wiser, and has authority over you, or someone with a very powerful masculine energy. Doesn't mean that has to be a man. It doesn't mean it has necessarily to be a man, okay? But it's someone with a very powerful masculine energy, and is someone who's going to be this agent of change. It may also be the person that helps you navigate this situation, navigate these changes, and helps you find creative ways out of it, okay? Because we're talking about fire, and fire is creative. But in this case, this is the obstacle of the month. Accepting these challenges, these changes, knowing how to deal with them, knowing what to do with it, and believing that everything is for the best, because you have evolved into a place where something no longer makes sense in your life and the universe is just cleaning out the trash. Okay, now we have, as we come to the love energy for you, we have the Lovers. So, an amazing card for love life in the love area. So, I would say that if you are alone, coming with the Ace of Swords, this card is a confirmation. So, if you are alone, it's quite possible that you find someone interesting, someone with a sharp mind, and that from there a relationship begins, okay? If you are alone, it may even be more than one person that shows its interest in you, okay? So it's going to be an interesting month. If you are in a relationship already, you are going to stay in it, and the passion may even flourish a little bit more. And with the Ace of Swords, I would say that it may be the case that there are some conversations that may be had so that you can make decisions that make the family life a little bit more enjoyable, okay? With the Ace of Swords, this is there's the need for something to begin, something for a little bit of a struggle to make something a little bit different, okay? Maybe the case that you want to begin a project together in order for you to strengthen your relationship, and maybe the case that you are planning with the Ace of Swords, planning, for example, for a child, planning for a common goal, okay? And there is a conversation that needs to be had for this to be, for decisions to be made, because the card of the Lovers talks about decisions, talks about choices, for decisions to be made, for you to know your choices and for you to move forward on with that. Another thing is, with the card of the Lovers, and more than one person may show up. So if you are divided between your husband or wife and your lover, he or she, whatever, it may be the case that you are exposed, and you need to decide with which would you like to stay, okay? So, or it may be the case that someone outside from your relationship would show its interest in you, and then you have a choice of going with temptation or staying faithful. That's up to you. Once again, you have a sharp mind this month for you to decide exactly what to do. Keep in mind that whatever decision you make right now, you are only going to see the real consequences of it a little bit further on. With the card of the Lovers, whatever decision, whatever choices you make, you don't have the full information immediately. You will only have that information further on. So, for those of you who are alone, a new relationship, great. For those of you who are in a relationship, it maintains. It may even need a little bit of a deeper conversation for you to find a common goal and to make decisions, to make choices, to reinforce that relationship. Or it may be the case that someone else shows in to shake things up a bit, and you need to make a choice regarding that, okay? So, keep these warnings in mind. Regarding your money, you have the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. Again, another card of Swords. So, as you can see with the spread, there's a lot going on in your mind. Not that the Nine of Swords didn't already say that, but a lot of this is going on in your mind. So, the High Priestess. It's not a card that brings a lot of money, not at all, but it's a card that talks a lot about secrets. So, if you know about an investment opportunity that nobody else knows about, or that you're just getting the scoop on it, move on, all right? Measure your assets, measure your risk, because with the Queen of Swords, we're talking about someone who knows its way around stuff, and knows how to separate the emotion from the data, and knows how to make a rational decision, okay? So in this case, I would say that if you have any information of something that is not public knowledge right now, and that you can invest in it, it would be a good idea, okay? If you have an investment for example, a company that's just coming up, something that you believe that's going to be quite a boom, it would be a good idea. The High Priestess, once again, talks about knowledge. Knowledge that comes from your ancestors, knowledge that comes from other lives, knowledge that is rooted deep down inside you. But not only knowledge, the High Priestess talks about the underworld. She has in her hand a pomegranate, that's the fruit of the underworld. And that connects her to a lot of intuition, to a lot of knowledge, because she has a scroll here, but also to our deepest desires, our deepest fears, our deepest traumas. I would say in this case that there might be some self-worth situations here that need to be looked at. Maybe you need a little bit of therapy. Maybe you need to organize your mind for you to understand your real value, so that you can put some value to your work, so that you can gather some money by being fair with yourself and receiving a fair pay for your work, a fair pay for your investment, okay? It's not a card that tells me that you can have a lot of money, but with the Queen of Swords, I would say that you're going to be able to manage it well enough so that you have enough money for your needs, but not much more. In any case, I would advise you to go for a little bit of an introspection, a little bit of meditation, therapy, whatever that goes deep down inside you, so that you can deal with whatever it is that is frightening you regarding money. Maybe you are feeling afraid that you may be lacking money. Maybe you are feeling that money makes you less compassionate. Okay, something is taking money away from you right now. Okay, and the only positive way to see this would be for you to exactly invest in something that's not. I'm not saying shady stuff, hey? I'm saying, for example, if you go to your bank and they say, look, we're gonna have a new offer for investment. It's gonna be up like next week, but I can tell you now all about it. Would you like to join in? If it seems like a good idea, it might be a good idea. This is a card with the High Priestess. It's a card that talks about natural forces, talks about intuition, talks about wisdom, talks about the need to go deep, you know. So in this case with money, I would explore all those versions of what may be going on within you, okay, so that you can recover your mojo. I mean, Taurus is a prosperity sign, so that you can recover your mojo and can turn money into your best friend once again, okay? But this needs to come from a mental place, okay? You need to process whatever is going on through your mind first. Now, let's go for your health. And regarding your health, we have the Hanging Man. Coming with the King of Cups. Amazingly, it's the only Cups card that we have in this spread. And the King of Cups is the one that brings rationality to your feelings. Meaning, he doesn't touch the water completely. He has a glass of water, he has water in front of him, but he's not touching the water. So he can see it from afar. He can see the emotions from afar and make decisions about those emotions. And the Hanging Man, most unfortunately, talks about exactly that. Talks about, when it comes to health, talks about lack of vitality, feeling worn down, feeling depressed, feeling melancholic, feeling apathetic, feeling like, yeah, it's not worth it to come out of the bed today. Why should I? You know, that's the kind of feeling that comes with the Hanged Man. Another thing is, if you need to rest, if you go, the King of Cups also may represent someone with a position of authority, someone that is an expert in this area. So you may need therapy, you may need help to make ends and tails from what is going on with you, from what your mind is needing, from what what you are feeling right now. So it may be the case that you need therapy and that you need to stay away from work and from life for a couple of days or weeks, or because the Hangman is a card that talks about a standstill. Everything stops. And it may cost you money, of course, it may cost you resources, but you need to see it from a different point of view, because that's the point. If your body tells you you need to rest, okay, instead of being frustrated because you can't work, try to feel better because, okay, I need to rest, and I have been given the opportunity to rest right now, okay? So that's kind of the point with this. Try to see stuff from a different point of view. I feel like it's not worth it even to try. Okay, so maybe I can find something else that gives me some sort of enthusiasm that I want to work on, that I want to try my hands at, okay? And maybe I can do it on my days off, okay? So just try to see things from a different point of view, because that's the point. Also, with this King of Cups, it may be the case that you have some strong feelings about something that needs to be changed. Meaning, you may need to change your routine, you may need to look from a different point of view to your to the food you consume, all right? You may need to look at it from a different point of view to the exercise that you practice. It may not be the best type of exercise for you. You need to practice something else. Say you've been practicing Pilates, you may need something a little bit more active, or say you have been doing some running or some exercise classes or some machine workout, and you need something a little bit softer, okay? So it may be the case that you need to change the point of view regarding a lot of stuff in your life that are going to impact your health, okay? Regarding your work, you have the Magician and the Three of Wands. The Magician is an amazing card, especially regarding to work, because it's a card of initiative, it's a card of beginnings, it's a card of transformation. You pick up raw materials and to turn it into something else. It's almost alchemy. It's amazing. So that's the idea with the Magician. That's the energy that comes with it. It's a very multitasking energy. It's a very positive. It's a very diverse energy. So it may be the case that with the Three of Wands, you've come to the completion of a stage in your work. So like the first stage of a project has been done. Now let's move on. And it may be the case that you become responsible for new projects or a second part of the project, or more work is given to you, okay, and you have the possibility to work your way up in your career, okay, to go for the next challenge. If you are seeking for a job, no doubt that you'll find it, and possibly even in a better position than you were when the last job that you had ended, all right? Say if you were, I don't know, working as a receptionist, you may now be the one that's organizing reception, all right? It's the one that is organizing the work for all the receptionists. So you may be going into a position above the one you were before, okay? So it's a very positive combination, and it might be very interesting for you to look at this. So if you're seeking a job, no problem about it, you'll find it, definitely. And fast, by the way. Let's see about your spirituality, and I think that this is the key for all of what's going on. With the card of Death comes change. The difference between the Tower and Death is the Tower doesn't give any thoughts to what's going on with you and if you're going to be able to deal with stuff and if you're going to like it or how you're going to do it. Doesn't matter. It just goes through your life like a wrecking ball and wrecks whatever has to be wrecked until only what's good stays. The card of Death tells you, hey, look, this needs to be changed. You know it. This needs attention, and you know it. So you have the opportunity to change it. It's going to change whether you like it or not. It's better if you do it in your own terms. It's not a matter that it's going to be super fast, but it's not going to be that slow either, okay? But you have the opportunity here to make the changes yourself. It's a change that's going to require some courage. It comes with the Knight of Swords. Some courage, some understanding, some mental juggling here. Because for example, it may be the case that you have been practicing your spirituality in a way that doesn't fit you anymore. Some beliefs that you have had so far, you find that right now they don't sit well with you. You may need to change your congregations if you are in a group. Okay, it may need to change the way you practice it altogether. There may be changes that are just like as basic as stopping to eat meat, just because you have new principles regarding eating animals, or you are worried about the environment, or whatever. Some new principles may be coming into your life. Okay, something needs to be changed, because for you, what you have right now regarding your spiritual life no longer fulfills you, and you need to have some courage to make the change. Okay, it may be even a little bit of a controversial change. Okay, you may know already what you want to do, what path you want to take. It may not sit well with everyone, but you need to have the courage to make this change, because this change is going to be probably the core for all the changes for your development. The card of the world always talks about going a step further in your evolution, so it may start right here, and you are worried about whatever people may be saying, and then you have the Tower that tells you, okay, you have to break up with this, because otherwise you're not going to feel well about it. So this may be the core of all that's going on through the whole month. Okay, so pay attention to your spiritual life and see how you can improve it. Okay, let's see what the Ascended Masters have to tell you, and also the Isis Oracle. The Ascended Masters come to you with a card of the god Lu. It's a Celtic sun god. That means the shining one, and he comes with the card of persistence. In here he says, through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams are manifesting into form. This is a time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Luke and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of your progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps, so that you'll feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step that you take. Persistence pays off. Stick with it. Additional cards may be: overcome procrastination tendencies and take action today. Stick to your priorities and promises. Chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action steps. Stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested, and commit your dreams for the long haul. So it may take time, but you're gonna get there. Now the cards of the Isis Oracle, which I absolutely love because they're so deep. You have in here the Queen of Heaven. That's the card that came for you. If you'd like to see me doing drawing the cards, you should go to the Portuguese video, because there is where I shuffle and I draw the cards, so that you know how the process came to be. So, the Queen of Heaven, blessing from the Divine Empress of the Skies. The Queen of Heaven, Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now, as a man or a woman. You have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. The Oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in male or female body in this lifetime. Isis means throne, and in her presence and blessing as Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart, and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. So, this is an amazing card for you to work with the feminine energy within you, to turn it into an authority, to turn it into something beautiful, and to lead from the heart, through the heart, and making everybody feel like your example is the example to follow because of your qualities of mercy, of leadership, of understanding, because you don't lead by force, you lead by feeling. Okay, this is an amazing spread for you. I hope that this helps you for this month of July, and I hope to see you again in the next video. See you soon.